Stephen, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Tommy, tough nights. But you know what? When you see a game like this, I mean, possession, shots, pass accuracy, you had all that down. I think you really got unlucky in front of goal because you had plenty of chances to get a goal as well. Do you think this is down to fatigue? Because you did allude to this crazy congested schedule. What about the fatigue? What about the fatigue in the team?
Yeah, of course. We knew it would be a tough time, and we always talk about these moments and rising to the occasion, and we haven't. So, I think it's what Winston Churchill said, going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. We've got to keep our enthusiasm, and I think that's really for us. It's been tough. I'm not going to lie, it's tough, but I'd sooner rather drink that medicine right now than I would near the end of the season. We've got a good stretch now where we can actually get bodies healthy, get the chemistry going, and goals scored, comes down to decision making, final act. And it did show, it seemed to me that we were making the wrong decision at the wrong time. And that's what it is. But, these are the moments you learn from.
Absolutely. I mean, long season, things happen. You can't win every game. But looking at Marco Carducci's second half, second goal, when that second goal was scored, he got a little agitated. Now, it's not normal for Marco to become so inflamed about a goal. He's a true professional. I really feel that he may have had an issue with an offside. What's your take on that, Tommy? I'm not coming down on the refs or linesmen, but it's unusual for Marco to be so annoyed.
Listen, it was. I didn't see it, like I said, in the last one, but I do know our video analyst, he said it was onside. So, that's a bad decision on our defensive. When you're trying to get a goal back, you leave yourself vulnerable. But, we had that against Edmonton where we were still solid in doing our defensive duties. I think Marco's just a proud guy. He's been through a lot this year, and he's probably pretty disappointed with, 2 soft goals going in.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Tough night. Nothing wrong with the performance from my take. I think the guys put everything in there. Fatigue's one of the things. But, Tommy, you'll put this right. You'll get him on the winning streak. And, hey, get back home safe, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you, David, and safe travels back to Ontario.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
We'll be joined briefly by Forge FC head coach Bobby Smirniotis in 2 seconds. Perfect. I will now open the floor to any questions for Bobby.
Steve O'Boyle, Ultimate Soccer Show. Bobby, sets you up for a great finish for the end of the season. Do you think this was a back-breaking game at this stage of the season, or is there more to come?
Well, I think there's still always a lot more to come. I think it was an important game for us. It's just past the midpoint. This is game number 15 for us. We have some games in hand on our opponents, and we know this is one where you want to come in and get points. It's always a difficult place to play. Traditionally here at Cavalry, they have a great home record, but we knew we had a very good game plan coming into it, and just reading them. Obviously, they've had a little bit of a difficult time lately, so we know this was an important match for both teams. It was a way for them to turn around the last few games and pick up momentum with a win against Forge. And it was a way for us to keep on gaining 3 points. Not so much about where we are in the table, but I think the most important thing is you count the wins. The wins are the most important thing as we go into a playoff format that we have in the CPL.
So what was the advantage tonight? What did you work on to take the win home? What was it that made that win come through over the 90 minutes?
Yeah, I think tactically, you're obviously stunned in the first minute on a set piece. It's something that they're good at, and it happens. That's part of the game. Something we talk about. It's whatever happens in a match, whether things start off well for us or don't get rattled. Stick to the game plan. Stick to our principles of football, because that's what's going to get us through all of these things. And I think we did that. After about the first 10 minutes in the game, we stepped on the ball, moved the ball, worked the half spaces very well with our players in between, and we know which zones we had to get the ball into to be successful in this match. And when the guys did it, it worked brilliantly.
It was a complete team performance, basically. You've literally got the momentum going. Now you're the team to chase, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It's game number 15. The one thing we see every week is there's a different team at the top of the table. The most important thing is keep the momentum of your football going. I think that's important in this league right now. We've got that. And to be honest, in the last 11 games, we've lost 2 games, which I thought we were a very good team in those. So we've been playing very good football now for, about 12 matches, if you include that Canadian Championship final with TFC. So, something we talked to the guys, we're starting to get healthier. with more guys back in the lineup, and that's always good because it creates more competition in the squad and allows us to be fresh later in the games like today. So that's what we need to use. We turn around quickly, fly back, and we got a game in Ottawa. So it's our depth is going to start hopefully paying off and being to our advantage, and we keep on going.
Thank you.
I am joined now by Cavalry FC head coach Tommy Wilden Jr. I will now open the floor to any questions. Go ahead, Steve.
Steve All, Ultimate Soccer Show. Tommy, tough night. Seems to be a bit of a frustration label on this game. Enlighten us. What do you feel about what went right? What didn't go right for you tonight?
I thought we started well and I thought we finished well. And then that sandwich in between, I think they were better than us and a little bit more savvy. Just disappointed with gifting them goals, soft goals. And then you do that to a good side like these. They know how to turn the screw. They've got that nice swagger about them, but they got the swagger of the champions, We're still contenders.
3 losses on the bounce. We don't need to discuss that too long. You said last time when I talked to you that the guys were angry in the locker room. I can imagine now they're furious to get 3 points. Your take on Saturday's game coming against Edmonton?
Well, they are. I said to the boys there, I can't fault effort. They've ran their socks off today. We're a bit disjointed now. We're missing a few key pieces and personnel, and we're having to tough it up, right? There's a couple of COVID cases we've had to deal with, a couple of injuries that couldn't play. So we're kind of makeshifting right now, and it's in the slog. Edmonton have got all week to prepare for us. We've got to recover tomorrow, prep Friday, and play Saturday. But this is what challenges are about.
On a bright note, Joe Mason, enlighten us on his game tonight, because I thought that he really brought a top game.
He did. I mean, he's gutted not to score the equaliser there. I mean, that's a gilt-edged chance. He's devastated because I thought we'd done enough to split the spoils because we stayed in the game. But sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. Last time we played them, they've hit a 25-yard rocket into the top corner and they save a point blank. That's football.
You know what that is, football, Tommy. Hey, next game, go again.
Yeah,
but hey, it is what it is. I know you guys will bounce.
I am now joined by Cavalry FC's Joe Mason. I will now open the floor to any questions. Steve, you can go ahead.
Steve O'Boyle, Ultimate Soccer Show. Joe, great game tonight. Wrong result, but I want to stay with your game itself. How happy are you with your display tonight?
I'd rather have the 3 points, to be honest with you, and maybe not score. It's one of those, it's after the start, we got off to it's something we talked about before the game, and it was a perfect start for us. First 15, 20 minutes, we were on top, and then we let the game get away from us. So overall, it's a disappointing night. I'm happy to score, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really count for nothing now.
Talk on the game getting away from the team. How do you mean? What did you see within the game, the nuances that you see clearly that let the team fall down? What would that be?
Obviously, the big moments in games are we're not taking them right now. I had a great chance at the end, which I'm very disappointed about. Should score. I take responsibility for that, and they go the other end and score. So it's these big moments in the games where we're not taking them and they are, and it's up to us to step up and start taking those chances.
Talk on that final chance you had, the header. The cross comes in, fantastic cross.
Yeah.
It was a great purchase that you caught as well on the ball, and it didn't miss by much. Explain that move and the finish that you actually give out at that precise time. How good did it look to you at the time? How close do you think you were going to be?
At the time, it was a great ball from Elijah. I peeled in between two centre-backs. I thought if I got a good contact on it, I'm scoring. I felt I got a decent contact. Keeper saved it, but at the end of the day, they're the sort of chances I should be taking. And yeah, probably won't sleep tonight, be one of those, but dust myself off and go again next game.
Well, good sleepless night. Get ready for Saturday, Edmonton. I'm sure you'll do well again. But fantastic, cracking goal, brilliant goal.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, the second one didn't go, but great performance, mate.
Cheers. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our post-match press conference following tonight's match between Cavalry FC and FC Edmonton. I will now be joined by FC Edmonton head coach Alan Koch. If you're joining us via Zoom, I please ask that you remain muted at all times and use the raise hand function if you'd like to ask a question. I will now open the floor to any questions. Stephen, feel free to go ahead when you're ready.
Steve O'Boyle, Ultimate Soccer Show. Coach, tough game, but I want to look into how you've developed this team over the last sort of 2 months. Not just this game today, but talk us through how tough it has been to develop this team to get into this level.
Appreciate the question, first off. Nobody likes losing games, so it doesn't feel very good right now, obviously. But our jobs are not to get caught up in the moment. It's to reflect, assess our group. I think everybody knows we're essentially in administration. So it's not an easy situation on and off the pitch for our group. But we have a group of people that are working incredibly hard on and off the pitch to help this club, help this league, continue to move forward in the right direction. And we have a group of players. Yes, we're young. Yes, we're inexperienced. And it showed in moments in the game today. But there is a willingness from our group to work, to learn, and to get better. And I think you can see the individuals in our group are rising, and the collective is coming together. So the more and more time we spend together, you can see the players and the team are going to continue to improve.
How tough is that for a coach yourself? You know, working through the tactics, working through the training day for day, not getting those results. How tough is that to keep the guys confident, keep them positive, and keep them out there trying 90 minutes plus every game?
We're not, we don't shy from difficult challenges and difficult questions. I've done this professionally now for 22 years. This is by far the hardest project to be involved in, because when you lose a game, you question everything. And I guarantee you our players on the locker room right now are questioning, how did we play? Why did we do certain things? Why did this happen in the game? I think when they pause, like we will, and reflect on it, the game really came down to two moments. A set piece that we didn't manage well. We're going to make mistakes. That's part of the game. And allowing their fullback to push through and drive through the heart of our group. Other than those two moments, our young and experienced group went toe-to-toe with a fantastic team in this league.
Yeah, it was a great effort. Great effort.
Yeah, it's frustrating to lose. You asked that question. Everybody on the planet hates to lose, but we have to stay true to what we're trying to do, not just for our club. This is a selfless job that we're all doing for the league, to be brutally honest, on and off the pitch.
I love your honesty. Thank you, Coach. Keep going. You're going in the right direction. Next questions.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I will now be joined by FC Edmonton's Marcus Simmons. Go ahead, Steve.
Just talking to Coach there. Tough game. It's a tough season. What do you get out today? How do you feel that the game got away from you today, and how did you excel in the game?
I think that we were set out to attack straight from the get-go, go forward, and don't be scared. We know that Calgary is one of the top teams in the league, and they're a clinical team. Two moments, as Alan said, in the game is what let us down, and we need to learn when we go down a goal not to get our heads down and just keep going.
You matched the man for man. There's no doubt about that. Were you trying to plan to get in behind the Cavalry defense early on in, because there were two chances there where if you had a bit more fortune, you may have stole the lead?
Yeah, we were supposed to get in behind. We looked to get in behind. We knew they played the other day, so their legs weren't as fresh. We wanted to get that to our advantage. The difference is they finished their two chances and we didn't finish those two chances. And if we do, we go up, like you said, and the game's a whole different story, hopefully, you know.
Keep going. It's a long season. I'm sure you're going to do well.
Yeah, thank you.
Tommy, congratulations on the 3 points. I will now open the floor to any questions. Steve, go ahead.
Tommy, great feelings to get that win going again. Hot day, must have been tough on the team. Take us through the game. What went right, what went wrong, and obviously the first two goals.
I think it was a very professional and clinical performance from the lads. They've been, one bad week doesn't make for a bad season, but we talked this week about, form is temporary, but class is permanent. I think today we knew that Edmonton would come in and give us everything they had. And I think they did, in fairness to them. Credit Talon and his staff, because they made it tough for us, but I thought we were clinical with our game plan and our game management at the end to keep a clean sheet. If we're not going to score 3 or 4, we just made sure they didn't. And I thought that was what was pleasing today.
Yeah, your possession game was smack on. And also, just knocking on from that, Ali Musi, I see him getting strapped up at the end of the game. Any news on that one?
I think he's just knackered. The boys have, I think it's 7 games in like 17, 18 days. I don't know the number, but we seem to play every midweek and weekend. So the lads have run their socks off, but I think we had a bit of quality in our decision-making today, and we were ruthless with our chances.
Congratulations on the 3 points, Tommy. I know you wanted it, and hey, celebrate well tonight.
Thank you.
Karifa, Stevie Wool, Ultimate Soccer Show. Another great performance by yourself Goalkeepers normally talk to everybody about the clean sheet. Let's hear it from a defender. What does the clean sheet mean to you?
Clean sheet, that's the best feeling you can have as a defender. To work hard for 90 minutes, all the team work hard for 90 minutes, and the end of the clean sheet, that's just a kind of reward for center back to not concede goal. That's our goal at the end of the day because we're a defender.
Now, talking about today's game and a few games in the past, your level of play has been exceptional in defence. You've shored, you've tackled, you've headed clear. You've pretty much done everything that's been expected from you. How much more can we get expected from you? How big is your game still yet to be?
I think...
Not to flatter you, just to be honest.
I think a lot of things to work on still in possession and out of possession. So I have a lot of things to work on too.
You got a great mentality. You're going to go far.